Thank you guys so much for watching Lighthouse TV. Today's guest is so special to me. So when you first meet this girl, she just looks like your regular beautiful girl from the Sojo Co. But in actuality, she is the dopest spoken word artist that I've ever had the pleasure to meet. In fact, like, she's so good. When I first heard her, I was like, so I should just stop playing around with pen and paper and just maybe find something nice to knit or crochet, find another thing to do. So
your love's unending, so pursuing, stays renewing my heart. So pour the load of love you hold, God, show me more of who you are. If you could sacrifice yourself again, just for me, you'd go to the end to see.
She's a mom of two, and she just has this light. It goes beyond her dope spoken word skills. Let me back up a little bit. Tell a little bit about who you are. I always want to call you by your maiden name, so why don't you tell our viewers what your name is?
My name is Kaylee LaForce.
LaForce.
Like the force be with you.
There you go. And we love that here. Okay, excellent. So Monroe City, Missouri. Tell me a little bit about that town. How long were you there?
Okay. So I've lived there for 3 years. I've lived there since I've gotten married. And it's a very, very small town, only about 2,500 people. 20 minutes from Hannibal, Missouri, which is on the other side of Missouri, right on the Mississippi River. And so that's where I live right now, in a very, very small town.
So how long does it take you to get from Monroe City to G-Town?
About 3.5 hours.
Get out!
And I make this trip maybe once or twice a month. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
So Kaylee's family still lives in the area, so that's why she comes out here.
Yep.
And we are very, very fortunate. The way that I met Kaylee is as part of the creative arts team. We always try to like go super, super big for Easter and just pull out all the stops and get everybody and their gifts in here. And this woman right here, what I'll do actually, if you are cool with it.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with it.
I will see if I can get video and maybe the lyrics for these folks, because you have to experience it. What we got on Easter wasn't even the full extent of it. This woman had pages and pages that the Lord had given her, and literally I was like, I'm supposed to be part of this. Like, no, but it was a good thing. It was a good thing, because it gave me, number one, it gave me an opportunity to be like, it's okay to have more than one person do one thing.
Definitely.
And it's okay to recognize when someone does an amazing job at it.
Thank you. Yeah. That was actually the first and only time I've performed spoken word. So I'm glad it was that good, but it was all God, because there was one time when I was performing it was the very last service. There was a part where my mind went completely blank. And I just paused for a second, and only by the grace of God did words come out of my mouth, and they were the right words, because I went, and I know they have the words up on the screen that you can look at, but those actually threw me off, because I had the thing memorized. Right. And so if I would try to revert from, memorizing it to reading it, then it would completely throw me off. And so I couldn't look up there. I had to just stop and be like, oh,
but that, like, it never came across as, like, when I watched the video, or even standing, like, back on stage and kind of watching, and, like, you guys, I have this thing about performers or artists that emote. So, like, if you can, like, feel what they're feeling as they're saying what they're saying, like, that's a great way to just make my heart melt into a little puddle.
Yes.
And, like, that's how I felt when you were delivering your spoken word.
Thank
you. It was about the resurrection. It was about Mary Magdalene going to the tomb. I can't say enough words.
Thank you. Thank you. My inspiration was David Bowden. If you've watched him.
Yes.
He is definitely, I love him. He was definitely my inspiration. Just the way he describes things, and the way he gets into people's hearts and emotions. Like, I mean, he does an amazing job. So check him out if you like spoken word. Go check out David Bowden.
And at the time that we did that, you only had one little person in your life.
Yes.
Now you have two little people. She has a little boy and a little girl. So tell us about, like, the differences between having a boy and a girl.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there's not only differences between having a boy and a girl, but two completely different personalities. Landon was a very well-behaved toddler, very well-behaved little boy. And Riley is a little bit more stubborn, a little bit more hard-headed. If she wants something, she's going to get it. But they're both equally as intelligent, equally as loving, and they're both, I love them both. But yes, they're completely different in every single way.
I am a firm believer that first kid is the decoy.
Yeah.
Like, that's how God gets you to, like, do this thing again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, when I had my oldest, I was like, look at me killing the mom game.
I know.
Like,
I was the same way. I was like, I'm such a good mom. Now I'm like, I don't know if I'm a good mom.
You actually work inside the home, taking care of her family, taking care of her children. When people say, oh, like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm like, oh, so what you're really saying is that you work 365 days a year.
Yep.
You don't get paid.
You don't get a lot of sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Don't even get a bathroom break. You got to take him in there with you.
Right. For sure.
So.
And so, like, you have these beautiful children, and, like, you could just leave it at that and be like, this is more than enough. But Kaylee actually takes the time to go into her church and work with not just regular middle schoolers, but girl middle schoolers. That has to be like Hormone City.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. But I love that age. I work with 6th grade junior high girls, and they're just at that stage where they're like half kid and they're half teenager, and they're learning so much about the world, especially with technology at their fingertips. And I feel like, you know, at that age, you want to listen to, you know, the coolest music, watch the coolest movies, be a part of the coolest apps or social media or whatever. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know the world is sending them so many different messages about who they are, what their identity should be, what's right and wrong, what the, you know, just all of that. And so I know, you know, when I was young, movies inspired me, taught me a lot about the world, and you know, the music I listened to, and really just taught me things that I shouldn't have learned. And so that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because I want to get in there and I want to teach them who Jesus is and who they are, and help set them on the right path before they get into those crazy high school years.
Absolutely. Like the beginning of this year, we got to go and have coffee together. You shared a little bit about how you just want to pour in more. Like you have this pull on your heart to reach the lost. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I had just dreams, 5 dreams in a row, 5 nights in a row, where God was like, where I was speaking to different people about Jesus, and none of these people were Christians at that time. Just talking to them every night, and you know, it showed me, I think God was showing me that I can speak to people in a way that they will understand. They'll be like, okay, I get that, because in each of my conversations, I'm talking to them, and they all just kind of go, okay, yeah, you know, maybe I get that. And since then, I'm still trying to figure out what all that is going to entail, but I've tried to do Facebook Bible studies where I try to get people that maybe that don't attend church, or maybe they're just starting a relationship with Jesus. That's really who I was seeking out, people that I noticed they were just starting to have this relationship, or post things on Facebook about Jesus. And so I was like, hey, let's do an online Facebook, you know, Bible study. That way I feel like it was less intimidating.
Right.
I'm also considering maybe doing some writing. I feel like God has called me to write, but I've never really figured out what exactly that is. And so like I'll start a blog and then I'll stop, or I'll start writing a book and then I'll stop. But really considering right now maybe starting devotionals, writing different devotionals, and maybe including some poetry within those devotionals and stuff. And so that's what I'm considering right now. I'm kind of thinking about it, kind of praying about it, and we'll see where it goes.
That is awesome. Earlier in the year, you talked about like just kind of some trepidation about putting your message out there, but you went ahead and did the Facebook groups. And what gave you that final push to go ahead and do it, and how, you know, how do you think it went?
With the Facebook, I don't know if there was a lot of fear. I tagged some people in it, people that I knew that I would like to have more conversations about Jesus with, but I feel like they're not ready or they're not comfortable yet. So maybe that was a little uncomfortable, but I feel like all you can do is put the invitation out there and let people decide whether or not they'd like to be a part of it. And so I think, you know, you just need to, like I said, just put yourself out there. The worst thing they can say is, no, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be a part of that.
Right.
But I think, you know, just as a disciple of Jesus, you know, you've got to you've got to try to bring the lost in. So,
for sure. So having been like a younger mom, tell me a little bit about how like God has completely redeemed that, and something that maybe the world would say, oh, the odds are stacked against you because of this, but God just did a miracle.
Yeah. So I became pregnant when I was 17 with Landon. It was like a couple weeks into my senior year of high school. I had him shortly after I graduated high school, and then after that went through some pretty extreme postpartum depression. I feel there's a lot more that goes into it, and people who influenced me and invited me to church and started that whole process within me. But I feel like God really grew me during that time to show me how broken I was, and how much I needed him, and how much I was putting my worth and my identity into other things, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a goal. God was showing me that I can't do this on my own, and that all my other idols will never amount to anything, and that they needed to fall, and that I needed to come to him for forgiveness and for purpose and for hope and faith in my life. And I could just go on and on and on. But
if you had done everything quote unquote perfect, I don't think you would have made the impact that you're having right now. I don't think you would be in the place that you are right now. I don't think you would have the testimony that you have now.
Yeah, I definitely would not. And I think what it has done is it helps me to relate to other people who are broken, who are going through a really, really hard time in their life, and they can't see how they're going to get past it. I feel like I can just speak hope and life into them in that moment, and it's really it helped to break down my pride, definitely, because I was kind of a prideful person before I got pregnant. I thought I've got this life down pat, I've got X, Y, and Z, and blah blah blah, and then that showed me like no, it really took away a lot of my pride, and just showed me my true colors and how much I really needed Jesus. So.
And it's crazy though, because the enemy will try to use that. Like he'll use the fact that, oh, like, you have a baby. Well, you're not the first person to have a baby. Like you're not, like, God doesn't weigh sins. God doesn't say, oh, well, this thing happened and that's much worse than that. But society definitely has a tendency to do that. And so I love the fact that you were able to break that down and say, you know what, like, I'm not going to take the enemy's lies, the things that he whispers to me and tells me that I can't be used, and then like hide away. I know for me, like, sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know if I can speak life into someone's marriage. I've been divorced several times, and that's the enemy. And I know probably you had the same thoughts.
Yes, well, I feel like the enemy sometimes tells me you cannot talk to people about sexual sin because you had sexual sin in your past. And so sometimes when I want to speak life or truth into someone, or even to share something on Facebook about that topic, the enemy comes at me and tries to call me a hypocrite almost. And I have to remind myself, no, I've moved past that. I've been redeemed. I'm a new creation. I'm not in that anymore. The plank has been taken out of my eye, so I can speak truth to that area. But the enemy definitely even still tries to say, nope, you can't talk about that because that's you. And I'm gonna have to say, no, that's not me anymore.
And I love that you have your message out there so that someone like that who maybe appears to have everything all together, they have somebody that they can look to who's their age, who like gets it.
Yep. And I think God uses broken people, and God uses, he takes our mess and he turns it into something beautiful. And that's what resonates with people, is the words of our testimony and how God changes lives. And I feel like that's how we bring other people's into Christ, is by sharing, this is how I changed. This is what the work that God has done in my life. And when you share that with someone, it makes them see like, oh, I can have that too. I can have that relationship with Jesus too, even though I'm here, I can get there.
Right. It's like we were talking earlier, I asked Kailey to tell me like what her favorite songs were, and we have one in common. So Will I was one of them. My favorite lyric in the song is like, if you gladly chose surrender, so will I.
That is that one. That one is my favorite, and then you left the grave, so will I.
Yeah,
those two are my favorite.
And that just makes you like, okay, I can leave that. Like if I have to tell myself again and again that I have to make up for this sin, then I'm not giving you the glory that you should have. You've already forgiven me. You've already atoned for that. I've been redeemed, so I don't have to nail myself to the cross and like try to make myself guilty. That's the enemy. No, we died of ourselves, and then we move on and we work for the Lord.
Exactly.
So we're going to take just a quick break, and then we'll come on back and talk to you guys a little bit more. Through the magic of editing, we are back, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone at New Life Community Church for hosting this interview, which is actually my home church. And yeah, I just really appreciate that. And I appreciate those of you out there who are sponsoring this show. And just so you know, this show took hours to produce. So hopefully that number will pop up there and I've done that right. Otherwise, that's going to be pretty awkward.
It'll work out.
And speaking of other awkward things that may or may not work out, that sound means it's time for the lightning round. So are you ready for the lightning round?
I'm ready.
Of which you don't really know what it is?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So basically the lightning round is just where I ask you a bunch of questions. Okay. I'll give you we'll do this for maybe a minute. It may not even last a whole minute, but just to see what kind of girl you really are.
Okay. All right.
You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Soda or pop?
Neither. Do I have to pick one?
Yeah, which one do you say?
Oh, which one do I say?
Yeah.
I don't drink it. I say soda.
Okay. Toilet paper over or under?
Over.
Okay. Qdoba or Chipotle?
Chipotle.
K-Love or Air One?
K-Love. I've never heard Air One.
Ah, okay. We'll have to get you on that.
Yeah.
Paperbook, ebook, or audiobook?
Paperbook.
YouTube or Vimeo?
YouTube.
KU, K-State, or Mizzou?
K-State.
PJs or flats? Or PJs, nice. PJs or flats? Heels or flats?
Flats.
Sweats or PJs?
PJs.
Missouri or Missouri?
Missouri.
Royals or Cardinals?
Royals.
King James or NLT?
NLT.
Laurel or Yanny?
Laurel.
Road trip or flight?
Oh, flight.
Okay. Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Batman or Iron Man?
Oh, Batman. I don't know.
That was the wrong answer.
I don't watch them. I don't watch Marvel.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
American Idol or The Voice?
The Voice.
Gates or Casey Joe's?
What are those?
Barbecue places. She has officially lost her Kansas City card.
Casey Joe's.
We'll have a moment of silence. Let's pour a little bit out for her Kansas City card.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry, I'm in the show me state now.
That's true. True. Okay. Cable or streaming?
Streaming.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
And here's the part. Screaming child or no screaming child?
No. That's my daughter.
It's all good. We'll be right back. So thank you for letting us borrow your mom for the past hour, even though this is only a 15-minute show or something, whatever it turns out to be. You'll have grace for me if it's not 15 minutes. So tell us a little bit about your favorite books.
Okay. So Kisses from Katie is about a girl after she graduates high school. She goes on a mission trip to Uganda, falls in love with it there, and even though she had the perfect life in America, she was valedictorian, she could go to any college of her dreams, she had a great boyfriend, a great car, she chose to give it all up and move to Uganda and adopt 13 girls and start a nonprofit organization over there called Amazima, where they feed different people in the area and children can go to school, and it's all about her relationship with Jesus through the entire thing. So diary entries and things like that, and it's so personal, and I think that's what I love about it, is that it's not a book where she's preaching to you, it's about her sharing her experience following Jesus. And so just really inspired me, made me think about what kind of life do I want to live? What kind of relationship do I want to have with Jesus?
Did you like the book too? Did you enjoy it?
Here you go.
Two crackers? This isn't enough. I know it isn't. Yeah.
And then her second book is just about daily life over there and the struggles that she goes through. Just living over there and the hard realities of life over there. And it's really... It's hard. Yes. But they're two amazing books, and I recommend them to anyone. Kisses from Katie and Daring to Hope by Katie Davis Majors. Really life-changing books.
Awesome. Well, check them out, and I'll make sure that they're actually on this episode's webpage. So make sure you go to LighthouseTV.online and check that out. And Landon, I'm going to borrow you and have you do me a favor. Are you down with that? All right. So on behalf of the supporters of Lighthouse TV, I want to offer you just a little something. You want to present this to your mom? Maybe you can open it for us.
Yeah, can you open it, Landon? Show me what's in there.
Pull out.
Oh, that is so cute. It says, but first Jesus.
And she's not going to put pop in it because she doesn't drink pop or soda.
Nope, just coffee and tea.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So
That's
very
really
welcome.
cute.
Thank you all. Thank you for letting me borrow your mom. And thank you guys for just coming today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we appreciate your sponsorship. We appreciate your support. We would love it if you would like, comment, share, subscribe, all those good things.
Yep.
And just keep on spreading the word. Before we leave, though, I would love for you to share your favorite verse. I think that was in Matthew. Do you want me to pull it for you?
Sure.
And we'll just start with 16. We'll just go for it.
Yep.
Okay, the Great Commission. Then the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. When they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said, "All authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit." That's right, you go, God. And teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. When is God with us? When?
Always.
Always. All right, you heard it. See you later.
Bye.
Sacrifice yourself again just for me. You'd go to the end to see me run to you. So I'll run to you, letting go of how I lived in what I've known. To sit here at your throne and worship